Hey everybody, this is Erica Sabo. Welcome back to another one of my weekly vlogs. Let's see what's been going on this week. So happy Sunday, everybody. I have started my day off right and had a slice of pizza for breakfast because there's a lot of really good things that could potentially happen for breakfast time, but pizza is like really high up there for me. So I'm feeling really good right now, and I have a nice white tea that I get to enjoy as well, and I get to spend it with you, and it's just so good. Although the weather just stinks. It's so weird. It was like fluffy snow yesterday, and then it rained, and now it's raining some more, and it's just like, ugh. It just looks bad. It's no good. No good. So, maybe I'm doing this on purpose psychologically because I don't want to talk about gaming, because in terms of video games, I didn't do shit. I didn't do anything. This week is not a video game week, it seems. I've been very focused on a lot of other endeavors on my YouTube channel, actually, in terms of like preparing, networking with people. That is like the major theme. So yeah, like I don't even have anything to really talk about in terms of last week's videos because nothing was really gaming related. I will tell you right now, I did decorate more of my area because I'm going to be releasing a My Game Collection January 2015 video on Wednesday, which I'm super excited for. I really should not even be unveiling this. I should be unveiling it in my YouTube section, but I feel like I need something in here. So the last time I did this was in 2013. That's a really long time ago. And that video has been doing really well, but the problem is it's outdated. So I'm gonna have to put like a brackets on it. It's like, this is not my collection anymore. My collection has changed, my collection is much more organized, and I'll give you like a feel of what my room looks like in general, or the general vicinity, right? There's a lot to show, and I'm currently editing that video right now, and man, it is just fun. It is so great. I mean, it's a lot of work when you're doing like little videos like that, but just because of all the video transitions, exporting takes that much longer with video transitions like fade-ins or swipes and slides and pushes and all those lovely things on Premiere Pro, and I'm sure, I don't even know what the lingo is for other video editing software, but there's that. So yeah, there's that. You guys are probably wondering, actually, you're like, where's your Persona Q review? I must be all reviewed out because I was doing them non-stop in fall, because I'm like going so slow for this last one. I'm like, oh, I should work on this review, but I have some other things to focus on. So I spent a lot of time with the game. I did an unboxing. I clearly really wanted to review this game considering the fact that I spent like $100 on this thing, but I'm just like, oh, I'm just tired of reviews. I need to take a little break. And a lot of the content I'm going to be offering for the next week or two isn't really going to be reviews aside from anime, right? And for sharp objects. So I don't know, I'm debating whether or not I want to do the review and I want to just stick with my unboxing. I will tell you right now, if you are interested, the game is great. However, if you're not into first-person dungeon crawlers, it might not be your cup of tea. Speaking of cups of tea, or rather tumblers of tea. Oh god, that's so hot. Tumblers of tea. You should make a game called that or something. Sounds like Gears of War. Tumblers of tea. I don't even know. Anyways, so yeah, it might not be what you would have expected. I mean, it's what I expected, but I still had a good time with it. I really enjoy it. It's fun, but if you're not into that genre, if you don't like games like Dark Spire or the Etrian Odyssey series or any of those much more old school first-person dungeon crawlers or any games like that, then I don't know. I would look into it more. I'm still thinking about whether or not I'll do this review, but right now I'm just like, ugh, like I'm just like tired. I'm tired. So many reviews. No, but I'm still gonna offer plenty of quality content for you. As I'm sure you've noticed, I've done a lot on the channel, and kind of transitioning back into things post-holidays, gonna slow things down just a tiny little bit, but yeah. So that's gaming, I suppose. A lot of music, a lot of slime girls, if you like chiptunes, and then a lot of Transistor soundtrack. which is also really good. So yeah, that's about it. So I guess let's move on to anime. Okay, anime. I'm not even using my phone right now. I'm so proud of myself. It just means that there wasn't nearly enough happening this week though, so that's kind of sad at the same time. Okay, so no, I mean, a lot happened actually. I just haven't gotten to that yet. So first off, I want to say thanks so much for tuning in to the Mangapod New Year's Eve live stream. That was hella fun, and it was so much fun just meeting everybody and it is making new friends. Like I was just talking to Dakota about it, who has also a really cool channel I'll link to below. I'll link to everybody basically who is part of that Mangapod New Year's who has one. And yeah, we were just talking, it's like, yeah, it's always really nice meeting other people, like fellow YouTubers who do cool stuff and are, you know, insightful and know their stuff too and are just plain funny, right? So it was a really good opportunity for that. I had so much fun. I've never done a live stream for a holiday like that before. Like for New Year's, I typically go out. I don't really keep my nights low-key, but it wasn't even a low-key night. I was just going nuts. I was drinking I drank too much wine. I didn't really drink too much wine. I just drank one glass, and then I had 2 tall cans of cider, Blackthorn, my favorite dry cider. Well, not my favorite, one of my favorite dry ciders, and then I had some Bacardi. Like, what the hell was I thinking? And then I took my roommate's friend's ciders too, and oh, it was a crazy night. I got to talk about yaoi beds and how lovely they are, and oh my god, I just love the Mangapod crew so much. I can't wait to do more videos with them this year, 2015. I just had so much fun. And also I want to thank all of you for coming to join me for my post Mangapod New Year's Eve live stream. This one I did solo, and I was just desperate to do something because I was too lazy to leave my house and I was too tipsy to go to bed, and I just really wanted to talk to people. I was like in this it's like I had this buzz going where I was just like, I need to talk to people. I must. So that's exactly what happened. You guys came in. I was like, so on Twitter, I'm just like, so who wants to talk to me? Who wants to do a live stream together? And I haven't done a Google Hangouts in a while, so it took me a while to figure out exactly how to do it all over again, but I did it, and it was lovely. Oh, it was so great. I think that there were like 65 people who ended up making it out, and considering it's New Year's, I was really surprised I ended up even getting that many people, but it was just so much fun. So much fun. So with that said, rest assured I'm going to be having a lot more live streams in the future. I'm probably going to have maybe like bi-weekly, I would say. I'm just trying to think of a particular day I could do something like that. Whenever I have like a particular day off, you know, or like a night off or something. I'll definitely be doing that. It's just too much fun. Way too much fun. So either bi-weekly or monthly. The views on it alone just reflected how much you liked it. The likes alone reflected that. The comments alone reflected that. So I really appreciate that, and that just shows I gotta do more live streams. So in terms of like actual like anime stuff to talk about, I've been watching Kino's Journey, which has been a really awesome slice of life, kind of just a very philosophical anime about a young woman named Kino who travels the land with her talking motorcycle, and it's really dark sometimes, just very, like I said, philosophical, and I'm really enjoying it a lot. It's not a very long series, and it's just one of those things where like each episode is a different story, and it unravels a bit more about the people living in that particular land or country or whatever, and also unveils much more about her and her relationship with her traveling buddy, right? So she's a really great character that I'm really enjoying. I love the art style. I like how she's very androgynous looking, actually. She's very inquisitive, and she's an extremely smart character. So I'm really enjoying this, and I'm probably gonna end up doing a review for it, just so you know. I'm super stoked for that. Aside from that, I actually haven't watched the latest like Makoto Shinkai short film that I'm gonna be reviewing tomorrow on Monday, but You'll see. This will make it that much more of a surprise. I have a feeling it'll include cats in it though, which is fine, right? Yeah, there's a lot of cats that tend to show up in some of his work. So I'm kind of at that point where I'm like, oh, cats, 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 cats. So I can't complain because I freaking love cats. So yeah, I think that is it in terms of anime. Let's move on to Patreon, YouTube, and life. Alright, Patreon. Now this time I do actually need my phone because there are a lot of names I need to mention for people who have recently donated to my Patreon profile, which is just amazing. You guys are just going crazy with this. It's like, it's very humbling when people realize like what I'm trying to achieve in all of this. I'm actually planning on updating my Patreon very soon just to show you some new perks that I'm offering, and just I have one surprise that I haven't unveiled yet, but it's something in regards to a perk. But first I'm gonna give a shout out to all of my latest patrons. So those people are Patrice, Japan Code. Japan Code is someone who's followed me for quite a while now, and I'm just like, I really appreciate this. It means so much, Patrice, so thank you. You are awesome. We've got John McIlveen, we have Samuel R, Michael Cathcart, Dark Moon Stories, Tao Sterling Kyer, who's been following me for quite a while as well, Kira J, and Kai Sash. I hope I pronounced your name right. But yeah, that's everybody. Thank you so much for donating and just for making this little wild ride that much more wild. I actually just surpassed $500, which is part of the goal on my Patreon to start putting together a PC. So, you know, Patreon does take like a portion of the fee, so I don't get the full amount that you see, which is now at $540 something. It's crazy the way this kind of stuff just stacks up. But I feel very humbled to know that I have all these people who are willing to donate to me monthly. Like, it means the world, no matter how much you are donating. It's just like, it feels really great to know that, and I want to offer you guys as much as I can. I think there was a point where I started realizing, like, wow, like this is actually taking off. This is going somewhere. I need to be more serious about this, right? So I'm like constantly in this moment where I'm writing postcards to people and I'm getting addresses, and I'm in the middle of like starting to rethink like how I'm gonna start doing mini vlogs again, because I want to offer more of that to you. I also started doing a patron only blog, so if you want like the insider's view on all the things I'm doing before anybody else, this is that chance, which I think is really fun. It's a nice little exclusive thing to have. If there's any like big public announcement I'm gonna make, I'll make it in the blog first. And what's great with Patreon is when you make a post, it goes straight to those people. So it's pretty cool, I gotta say. It's really cool, and I'm really curious to see where this all takes me in the end, and I can't wait to like just start streaming, and I can't wait to like, I don't know, game streaming is going to be interesting because like I do Q&A streams, but game streaming, like I'm not very good at talking while I play video games, so this might be a really fun endeavor though, so we'll see. Maybe I'll like pick accordingly as to what kind of genre I play because of it, right? But yeah, oh, there's just so much that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna be updating my Patreon soon so I can reflect that, and I can't wait. I gotta start setting up some Skype chats too, but there's a lot going on. I'm just transitioning into 2015 right now, and I'm just so excited to see where this goes. So thank you so much. Okay, so in terms of YouTube, I think the number one thing I want to mention is that I didn't only reach a milestone on my Patreon, but I achieved a milestone on my channel as well, and that was that I surpassed 13K subscribers, which is insane. Yeah, and it's been less than a month. So I'm getting to this point where it's like, it would be about 1,000 a month, and it's becoming less than that. It's like 1,000 in 3 weeks. So I'm just trying to calculate things. I'm constantly trying to calculate all of this, and I'm like, what's happening? It's kind of funny documenting this process, because I'm sure if I look back at this in a year, maybe I'll like laugh about it, or I'll just like, it'll be a nice little snapshot into how I was feeling. And it really is one of those things where, as like, if you have a channel that does begin to grow and it really starts picking up, it's a little bit, you feel a little delusion Delusioned. I don't think I can talk. I don't feel delusional, don't worry. That's not really the right word either. Vocabulary. Journalism, so much. What's the word I'm looking for? Disillusioned. Disillusioned. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, so it really does put you in that state. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, you know what I mean? Like, I can't always keep up with comments. Sometimes I do when I have that free time too. But yeah, sometimes it's just like it's a little hard to wrap my head around. But it's fun, and I'm glad that we can all just have fun and talk, and you guys can have conversations, and it's just fine and dandy. It just makes me really happy to know, and I want to just keep making more and more content for you as like a thank you, right? I've invested a lot of time to this channel, and I easily put like 60+ hours into it each week, but I do it because I love doing it, and I love offering that to you. So yeah, pretty cool. I know that subscribers aren't the big thing, it's much more about views, but I can tell you right now my views are basically on par with my subscriber count, and it's, man, that moment I reach 1 million views, I'm just kinda like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a live stream, that's for sure, but I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't even know what to expect in the next month. Like, where am I even gonna be? I can't even count, you know, like well, I can count, but it's just one of those things where like I really cannot wrap my head around the rate at which this is going anymore. I try and use this one site called Social Blade to be able to see how well I'm doing, but that's much better for like very short term, so like for 3 months at most. If you go any further than that, it starts going all over the place and it goes really wonky, so it's not worth using for that. But for short-term analytics and like predictions, it's really good. So yeah, that's like a big thing. Also, you know, because I reached 13K, I announced a really big project I'm working on, which is a zine. A zine! I don't know if you guys know what zines are, but I'm going to show you because I have a whole collection of zines. But the zine I am working on, a fanzine, it's an independently published, distributed magazine, like a tiny little magazine that you just print yourself, and it's usually black and white or color or photocopied or whatever, right? So yeah, I'm gonna be starting that. It's called Watashi no Sekai, which directly translates to my world, which kind of correlates well. It's a nice little intro zine, so let me just show you what a zine is first so I don't keep talking about this. So, a few of my friends have actually made zines before. So, Ultra Nimboy is a pretty popular one that you might have heard of, perhaps on like Attract Mode, really cool site, or I think they sold it on Fangamer, I can't remember. But that's a really cool one. Here, let me show you like inside of this. This one's really nice because it like part of it like it's in color like this, but it's just the front that's in color, and then the rest of it you got like these really cool little comics, and then sometimes you have like little fold outs, and sometimes you have little essays and just fun little things. And it's usually a collaboration of writers and artists, and it's just cool stuff. Like, I gotta say, like, there's something really awesome about this, and I love the design and everything. Like, this one I had to grab. This one, I'm not sure if it's available anymore. And then there is this one, which a few friends had worked on, and that's the Zelda zine. This one was really cool. This is all black and white. But it has these really great like recollections in the series, like memories more than anything. And yeah, so there's more pictures. So this is what a zine is. Zines are pretty rad, I gotta say. I love the idea of them, and it's something that I've been wanting to dabble in. I used to do a lot of like multimedia art. I actually used to make a couple, like I have a couple zines that I made a long time ago. Maybe, do I even know where it is? Okay, if I look really fast, I'm gonna try and see if I can find this. Alright, so I found it. So this is just to give you a little bit of a taste on some of the stuff I used to work on. This is really funny too, because I was working a lot of this in journalism school, which has like nothing to do with any of this. I mean, I wasn't really doing any art. I was doing this really nice visual media class, and I think maybe that's what made me so transfixed in the idea of doing something like this, but I was working on my final piece for the year, my final exam, and I decided to do an article on zines, and then with it I made my own zine too. So this was that zine. It was just a bunch of like collage art. Like I said, I do a lot of collage art, a lot of multimedia art. So this one was called ACKK. And then I tend to dabble in all kinds of like crazy materials when I do this sort of stuff. I use a lot of like duct tape and electrical tape and masking tape and pen and illustration, and aluminum foil is another favorite. And then I wrote this little piece here too. So I infused a lot of like my journalistic style with a lot of my more like my much more creative side. So then I have this with this phaser here too, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it was just like this little mini project I was working on, and it was really fun. So this is like the typical size of zine or whatever. And yeah, I just really need to give you this context here before I get more into Watashi no Sakai. But yeah, I worked on all these other projects. Like I did a lot of like written pieces where I would actually write like I was writing a poem or a micro story, or even like a journalistic article, and then I would have like very collage art type backgrounds or backdrops. I did it here as well too. So here's another one that I had done as well. I just had way too much fun doing this kind of stuff. I dabbled in a lot of this when I was in school, and it just kind of went on from there. But I also just did some where there was really no text and it was just art pieces in general. So this is one that I did some years back. Just very like uninhibited emotions going on in most of these, very uninhibited. And then there was this one too. So, as you can tell, like I'm just a really artistically driven person, and I always have been, and I'm always looking for ways to integrate more of that into my channel, right? While I am very much a part of the digital space, as you can see just by social media or me doing YouTube videos, I also like tangible media, and I think that tangible media is something that's often overlooked. I think that it's something that people don't always take the time to appreciate as much as they should. And zine culture, which started in the 90s, it's one of those things where I don't know if I want to say there's necessarily a comeback, but I will say that the more people who dabble in this kind of stuff, and there actually are a lot of people who are dabbling in this kind of stuff, the more people who do, the more awareness there will be, and maybe, you know, there will be a return to form in terms of that. So that's where Watashi no Sakai comes into play. It's got to be a physical 16-page zine that I'll be releasing. I know for sure that the front and back will be in color. I'm actually looking into my printing options right now, and paper options, just materials in general, and how long it'll take for me to create something like this, because I plan on making about 50 or so of them, because I'd like to distribute them, I'd like to sell them. And if you are a patron on my Patreon, you're going to get an insider's view on my process for all of that on my blog too, which is another little perk thing that's going to be happening. So yeah, this is something that I plan on releasing. I want to promote this, and I want to start getting some merch together as well for shirts and buttons, and maybe some stickers too, in addition to the zine. So the zine itself, because it's called My World, will literally be what makes me tick. It'll be about all the things that I'm passionate about in terms of what you see here on my main channel. I'm probably going to do a separate one for sharp objects, because that's just a whole other channel altogether, right? So I got a lot of inspiration from probably one of my favorite artists. I have a lot of favorites, but this girl in particular is someone I've been following for a while, and someone who I have a lot of shirts of without even knowing until like a little while ago, but Omocat is a really awesome artist who I highly recommend you check out. I've been reading and rereading like parts of her blog like non-stop as of late, and I'm just like so enthused by the amount of work she puts into her artwork and into the zines she's working on, and into the game that she'll be releasing that she kickstarted and was a total success, called Amori. So I'm just really proud of her, and I just find her so inspiring. I hope that someday I can pick her brain a bit, because she's really inspired me to want to do more. So Watashi no Sekai is going to be something that'll be happening, I believe, this spring or so. It'll actually be like a square zine, like a bit on the smaller side, but like an actual square, 210 by 210 millimeters. And it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be really cool. And then after that, if things go really well with that run, with that first print, then I'll be releasing more of them. I'll probably, because there's going to be a little bit of color, it'll probably be about like the $10 to $15 range, so we'll see in terms of cost for materials, but I'll be selling those privately, or maybe I'll start an Etsy, or I'll sell them at like events if I can too. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to think about right now. So I'm in kind of the compiling process right now, and I've already figured out what most of my pages will be about, so it's pretty exciting. Let's see, what else? In terms of YouTube, I guess let's talk about some of the videos I'm going to be releasing. One of them is my Game Collection January 2015 video, which you can look forward to very soon. I'm super excited about that. Of course, I have my Makoto Shinkai review coming up tomorrow, whatever that's going to be. I have my December Pickups 2014 video coming on Friday. I'm really excited about, because I got some really cool stuff this December, just in general. So yeah, and then of course my next weekly vlog next Sunday. So there's that. And then in terms of sharp objects, this Tuesday I'm going to be releasing my review of Rosemary's Baby. And then on Thursday I'll be releasing a video on my top 5 cyberpunk films. So I think that should be pretty fun. I'm like super excited. I can't wait. My other channel, Sharp Objects, is starting off a little slow, and I think it made me realize that, oh yeah, this is usually what happens when you start a new channel. It's usually a bit on the slower side, and with holidays here I think it made it that much slower. So I'm just trying to figure out how am I gonna make 6 videos a week? But, you know, I'm working on it. Doing videos in bulk definitely helps for that. But yeah, I guess that's it. Let's move on to life. So let me just say right now that life has been good. Life has been very kind to me. 2015 in general has been very kind to me in terms of my ambitions. But as for like life itself, I'm feeling so much better. I look back at these last few months and I look at what a depressive state I was in and how unhappy I was, but I think that this is a very good example of the fact that things aren't always gonna be that way. You know, they may be that way for a few months, they may be that way for a few years, they may return, right? But that doesn't mean that there's not gonna be this point where you're going to be able to accept things and move on and find closure, right? It's all about accepting things. So I think that's where my main drive was when I was in Montreal, was trying to accept things and move forward. Make a big change for yourself. Sometimes those moments of self-discovery can really help with that. So that's exactly what I did, and wow, like such a difference, such a stark difference when you look at the contrast between the two and how I'm doing now. I feel so much more relaxed and happy. So I want to thank you all for that. You guys are amazing, and I really couldn't be more thankful. So yeah, that's life, you know. I mean, there hasn't really necessarily been a whole lot going on. I've been writing a lot, I've been relaxing as much as I can, I've been networking with people. It's been great, and I'm trying to make more time for myself, so I can't complain. But yeah, that's life in brief. So thank you so much for tuning in for another one of my weekly vlogs. Please stay tuned this Monday for video, and then a video on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Sunday, and it's just insane. So insane. But yeah, so thanks again, and please tune again soon, and yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.